All right, hello everybody. This is Joel with Marker Ghost, and today we are going to be looking at the art of Star Wars Andor, the complete series. Now, before I get started, make sure you like and subscribe. That helps me keep doing these art book reviews. And let's get started. All right, this one's a little bit different in the sense that this is the complete series. It's not season one or season two. It takes place from both seasons of one of my favorite Star Wars series, Andor. I always describe this series to anybody as Star Wars for adults because it has mature themes. It's very, the story is very meaty. It's not just a bunch of laser fights and lightsaber battles and running around the galaxy. It's a lot of cloak and dagger. It's a lot of kind of behind the scenes of how we got to Rogue One and how we got to the destruction of the first Death Star, the Battle of Yavin. All right, so let's look inside. Let's look at the dust cover first, actually. Okay, and we're gonna take that dust cover off and see what's underneath. And underneath, it's got one larger illustration of Cassian Andor, kind of looking around the corner at some stormtroopers. It's a larger illustration. So you can see he's got his hand with his gun on the back cover. This series, at least season one, has a lot of kind of flashbacks to Cassian Andor's childhood, how he started. So season one. So we're kind of dividing the book up by locations. Some maps. Coruscant. One thing I'd say I really like about Andor is I think the characters are very um, developed. They're very complex. Um, More so, I think, than some of the others. And that probably has to do with the fact that they're trying to really flesh out the whole story leading up to Rogue One. And Diego Luna's a phenomenal actor, so it's just a good series. As you can see, we haven't seen a lot of. I think this is the first time on the page previously we saw TIE fighters There's just not a lot of that. It's just assumed and understood that the Empire is powerful and ever present and something to be feared. Arcana 5. Prison. Here's the beginning of season 2. Lots of beautiful clothing designs. Taking it back to Coruscant. Now, most likely, if you're here, you've watched Andor and you probably enjoyed Andor. But if you have not watched it yet, make sure you make the time to. I'm not a big fan of binging a series like this because it's a lot to take in. I like to kind of let things kind of settle with me first before I go and watch the next episode versus watching back to back to back. I think this is kind of like a fine wine. You kind of want to let it kind of sit on your palate for a little while. It's artwork murals. That's beautiful. Surprised I haven't seen more of one of my favorite androids, the robot K2SO. Surprised I haven't seen too much of him in here yet. And speak of the devil. And here, kind of at the very last part, it starts talking about, bridging the gap from Andor to Rogue One. And there you have it. The page count is like I said, almost 300 pages, about 280 or so. Definitely worth it, especially if you're a huge fan of the series. And I have included the link in the description of this video, so please check it out and use that hyperlink because it helps me continue to do what I do. All right, there you go, guys. Art of Star Wars Andor. See you next time.